Hello, Emily here, and I have a brand new top. Blink and you missed it, right? This is my first ever crocheted garment. Let me back up. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me on YouTube. I'm so excited you're here. I have a finished object to share with you today. It is the Sun-Soaked Top by Knits and Knots of Winnipeg. Her name is Janine, and like I already said, it's my first ever crochet garment. So this is not knitting today, but it's fiber related, of course, and it's a handmade top. So here goes. Okay, so if you want to follow my adventures, which I actually didn't really share much about this, but you can check my podcast here on my YouTube channel. I've got a bunch of vlogs, and I'm on Instagram, quite active on there too. EBKnitsbyEmily is my making Instagram, and just EBKnits is my small biz, where I share eco-friendly, handmade home accessories. So, let's get into it. I already told you the name of this top, but, let me talk about that vlog. So there's not a vlog. I'm actually sitting down podcast form with you right now because I made this top in a week. I started it. I really just kind of made it at night when it was dark, and I was like, I'll take a better shot when it's lighter outside. I'll take a better shot tomorrow. I'll take a better shot when I'm wearing something cuter. I'll take a better, XYZ. I kept putting it off. And then before you know it, it was done. So literally it's done already. So it was a really, really fast make. And I'm sure anyone who's more experienced in crochet will finish it even quicker. There's been 2 I've seen already on Instagram because this top was just released probably 2 weeks ago. I could not get it out of my head, and I decided I have to make this. So it's actually originally made and calls for fingering or sport weight, but she does say, it's a pretty simple top. You can just crochet until the measurements for your size instead of all the rows or all the stitches that she suggests. So that's what I did. I delved into my stash, and her sample was in white, and I loved that. I was like, I wanted to go with lots of stuff for summer. My only other real thing in my stash is a maroony sport weight yarn, and I have that saved in mind for like a wintry type ranunculus, so I wanted to use this, and I had this. It is Woolen Cotton by Knit Picks. It's a DK weight yarn, so it's not fingering or sport. It's 50% merino wool, 50% Pima cotton, again by Knit Picks / We Crochet. It's the same company. It is a bare yarn. I don't even think it comes in any colors, but I really like it, and I liked working with it. So Janine does recommend using an animal fiber so that it'll bounce back, because there's a tie on the back, and you'll see videos and pictures of my finished object, but outside. But it's a tie in the back, so she suggests that it might stretch out with time being tied, so you want it to bounce back. Now this is only 50% wool. Hopefully it will be fine. When I wash it, it might, hopefully form back to its original. We'll see, because it is at 50% cellulose fiber, which doesn't do that. So I'm not sure, but for now, it's great. So I hope it stays this way. It doesn't stretch out too much. So, yes, I chose to use a DK weight yarn. This is what it is, all balled up. I used 2 balls. I thought I was going to go into my third. I originally made my straps a couple puffs longer, but they were too long, so I ripped back. And if I would have just done what I did if I would have just done the strap length that I have now, I would have just had 2 full balls and never would have had to go into this. So hopefully that makes sense. But moral of the story is I used 2 balls of 100-gram DK weight yarn for this top. So that is something, like, compared to knitting, crochet does eat up a lot of more yarn, especially these puffs, which if I were to say to someone else that's using DK weight yarn, I like the way they look, I'm happy with this, but maybe if you wanted to look more like the pattern, I think my puffs are quite bigger, because I use a DK weight yarn, I'm sure, and maybe do a few less loops in the puff. I mean, it's your thing, whatever you want. I'm happy with this. That was my initial thought when I first put this on. Like, I thought it was going to be a little more dainty, but I'm cool with it. And for needle size, I did use a 3.5mm needle, which I'm pretty sure is what the pattern calls for, actually. So I am a loose crocheter. I do know that. I did not gauge swatch. I just went with what I thought would work. So, and kind of followed the measurement wise. And it turned out okay. And again, because I knew it was a tie back, it wouldn't have to fit perfectly because you just tie it to adjust it. So I just went with it. I guess being bold and crazy or dangerous, I don't know, but taking a risk is what I did with this top and what I've done with a few of my summer tops lately, to be honest. So yeah, it's so far I'm okay, but we'll see. So anyway, I didn't gauge swatch. I've got some notes here that I want to make sure to go over with you while I'm talking. And first up is pattern clarity. I love this pattern. I love Janine's patterns in general. I've crocheted a bag before with one of her patterns. It's a puff stitch bag. I don't remember the name of it right now, but I will either insert a picture or put it on screen. And that was super clear. This is a free pattern on her blog, and it was also very clear. The measurements are there, the guideliner is there. It comes in many different sizes, so I like the wide size range. And yeah, I just think she's a great pattern designer. And she has a book coming out this fall called Modern Crochet Sweaters, I believe, and there's some really pretty ones in there. I've even considered pre-ordering the book, to be honest, and I'm not a crocheter, so I'm not sure, but I highly recommend her as a designer. And she also knits, but she does crochet more lately, at least, with her designs. So, second thing I have on my little checklist is talking about the yarn, which I already told you about, but I will tell you my experience knitting with it. My experience working with it and crocheting it with it was good. I don't have any complaints. It wasn't splitty. Honestly, I don't really have much to say except I'm very content with the way this yarn worked out. I would certainly use it again. I originally had this yarn in my stash for a different project, so I'm going to have to buy a couple skeins to replenish when I decide to make that top. But I honestly, especially I live in Florida, and which is another reason I wanted to get this out and show you right away, because it's September 4th today. I know in a lot of places it's getting cold and summer tops are not in anymore, but just in case it is on the tail end of summer for you, or if you're in a warm climate like me, this is a great top. So another thing I wanted to mention was the affordability of the yarn. I am not 100% sure, but I think it was about $8. Again, it was a 100-gram ball. So relatively affordable. Like I said, I used 2 skeins, so that's $16 approximately for this yarn. Not too bad. And I do just want to talk about, try to start talking more about that in my videos, because I want to make price and money and budget a little bit less of a stigma and more normalized, hopefully. So anyway, that is a yarn I recommend. And knit picks in general, everything I've used so far, let me think before I say this, everything I've used so far, which is mainly only the cotton and linen yarns. I've never used an acrylic yarn from them. I'm shying away from acrylic in general, and I haven't used any of this is the closest wool 50-50 I've ever used, but I am considering using some of their wool for future projects. So I have heard only good things about them. What did I learn from this top? I learned a lot, being my first crochet garment, and honestly, I just learned that it's achievable. I'm proud of myself for this top. I'm proud that I got it done in a week. I thought it might take longer, being a relatively crochet newbie. I learned in 2020, during the pandemic. I love crochet for the structure it gives things and the final product. I love how fast, I have a blanket on my couch that I actually Tunisian crocheted. I love how fast it is, and how I'm making a hexagon blanket that's kind of in progress. So crocheting blankets, or these sturdy baskets I have, coasters I've crocheted, and homeware, etc. So I like it for its functionality, but the actual act of crocheting, I find knitting more soothing and relaxing, just for me personally. But I love the outcome of my crochet projects, the outcome of this top. I'm so pleased with it. I don't think I can express how satisfied I am with this, and that I made this, and it actually fits. I love the straps. It's comfortable. Anyway, so yeah, I just learned a lot because it was my first crochet garment, but mainly I'm just so proud of myself that I did it, and I learned that I can accomplish it, and it doesn't have to take a million years. It took me a week to do this whole top, even though it is cropped with no sleeves. I understand, but still happy with myself. So, would I knit it again, or would I crochet it again? I want to say yes, because the pattern is so clear. However, it's such a unique top. I don't really know that I need 2 of these in my wardrobe. If my sister is someone that I cared about and found knit-worthy, wanted one, I would totally do it. If I found them crochet-worthy, I would totally do it again. But yeah, I think just for me, like for my wardrobe, I don't really see myself needing more than one of these tops. But if I do, if I love it so much, or I want maybe a little longer, or something different about it in the future, I would do it again for sure too. Especially being so fast, like how could you not? Some outfit ideas. Right now I'm just wearing it with my hot pink high-waisted shorts. That's what my finished object videos are too. I actually kind of want some more pairs of these shorts. I'm not sure. I don't really like to shop, and especially these are from Target, so they're not, Target's like okay, I guess, for a fast fashion brand, but not really. I'm trying to avoid fast fashion if I can, so not sure, but I do want more high-waisted pants from somewhere. Just the process of shopping is not my thing. So, and then a high-waisted skirt probably would be the other time I would wear this. Or I don't have a pair of overalls, but I think like crop tops like these would be cute under overalls too. So, just a few ideas for outfits. And that is all my feedback on this top. I went through all my little points that I wanted to go through. Overall, it's a sun-soaked top by Knits and Knots Winnipeg. It is on her blog. Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's super clear. It's super cute. I'm really happy with it, and I think I'll definitely get some wear out of it over the next month or 2 here in Florida. So thank you so much for being here. You can follow my making journey at EBKnitsbyEmily on Instagram, or here on YouTube, where I have my vlogging podcast style videos that come out. This month, they're going to be out like every single month, but most months it's every 2 weeks. So that is my update for you here. Thank you so much for being here. I so much appreciate you. Let me know in the comments if you've made this top, or really anything you want to share. I just really appreciate you being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, viewing, all that jazz. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Have a great day.